2 days ago, Shams reported that the Warriors been more aggressive in trying to find a solution with Jonathan Kaminga. The Warriors GM, Joe Lacob, asked Kaminga, "Do you want to be here?" And Kaminga flipped that on him and said, "Do y'all want me to be here?" Shams also reported that he talked to a source that says that both sides know that a divorce is the best case scenario for them going in the future. The Warriors offered Kaminga a trade-friendly deal, which was 2 years for about $75 million. But Kaminga has been declining that offer. The main reason Kaminga has been declining that offer is because Jonathan Kaminga wants a player option. The Golden State Warriors on that contract included a team option. And Jonathan Kaminga basically wants to, have control of his future. You know what I mean? And his agent and everybody around Jonathan Kaminga has been preaching, and not just preaching, but just saying, hey, Jonathan Kaminga will be 100% bought in how y'all want him to be if y'all give him that player option. That's all he wants, is that player option. He doesn't even really want more money. He just really wants that player option on that contract. So I don't get why they won't give in to that. And I also can understand why Kaminga is challenging the offer, because he has 2 other organizations that is going to offer him a way better contract and a way better situation for him right now. One of those suitors are the Phoenix Suns, who is offering Kaminga a 4-year contract for about 80 to 88 million, and a starting position. The Kings will be giving up Royce O'Neal and some second-round picks. I think that's pretty solid. I don't think that's the best deal. I don't think that's the worst deal. But I do think that is good for Jonathan Kaminga's, worth. You're getting a veteran in Royce O'Neal and picks. Okay, that's not a bad deal. The other suitor is Kaminga to the Sacramento Kings, who's offering him a 3-year contract for about 63 to about 66 million. Who's also offering him a starting position. The Sacramento Kings surprisingly will be giving up Malik Monk and a first-round pick in this deal. Now, a first-round pick and Malik Monk is a very, very great deal, in my opinion, for Jonathan Kaminga. That is great. If I'm the Golden State Warriors, I'm taking that. I think that makes them better. They get a legit 6-man off the bench in Malik Monk, and you get a first-round pick. I mean, I just feel like that's a very good move, especially for a player in Jonathan Kaminga who wants to leave. I think that's a pretty good move. But Draymond Green did respond to somebody on Threads talking about this Kaminga situation, and he responded saying that negotiations are rarely easy, but they usually get done in the end. So a really vague answer, a really safe answer. I mean, he is a very top veteran on the team. He probably don't want to say nothing that's gonna hurt anybody's feelings. You know what I'm saying? So I feel Draymond Green on that safe answer. I also seen a report, not really on the official page, but on another hoop page that was talking about Jimmy Butler was also asking the Golden State Warriors office, what's going on? We want more clarity on what's going on as veterans that's trying to win championships. We're waiting on this Jonathan Kaminga situation. Why are we getting stalled over a restricted free agent? And mind you, he's not even a veteran. You know what I'm saying? This is a young guy. I say go ahead and give him that player option. Let him sign that qualifying offer, play the season out, right? And then trade him at the end of the season, worst case scenario, right? I don't get it. I don't get what's the hold up. I don't get why the Golden State Warriors been having all these hiccups. The Golden State Warriors over the last couple years have been having contract problems with top players on their team. It was just Klay Thompson a couple years ago. Now we see him in Dallas. He could still be in Golden State, but the Warriors are just so stubborn, bro. I don't know what it is with their front office. They don't really going outside of what they got in their thought process. You know what I'm saying? They don't like negotiating with players. They're real firm on what they want. You know what I mean? I thought this organization was like a family, type organization. But over the last couple of years, that's been changing. I'm not gonna lie, that has been changing 100%. And we see that with the Klay Thompson, and now we've seen that with the Kaminga situation. Another thing I wanted to bring up is that they're just not good with developing young talent. We seen them draft James Wiseman with a high pick. That didn't turn out really well. He ended up out of the league or on a whole different team now. And now we've seen the 7th overall pick, Jonathan Kaminga, with potential. They're not giving him minutes. They just not developing him right. You know what I'm saying? So I hate to see this Kaminga situation get this ugly, because Kaminga is a good player. You know what I'm saying? For his age, he's a good player. I think he is on the right track, on the right trajectory. He has two-way potential. Very good at the rim, finishing at the rim. So I do think Kaminga deserves an opportunity somewhere. You know, rather that's Phoenix or Sacramento. I think Phoenix is the ideal situation for Kaminga. And the main reason I'm saying that is because the Phoenix Suns could use, you know, some more perimeter defense, you know, some more flair, you know what I'm saying, some more offense. Kaminga could add that, and Kaminga wants to start position. They want Kaminga to come over there and start. Kaminga wants to start. He wants to be, you know, he wants to be fully a part of the rotation. He wants guaranteed minutes. You know what I'm saying? I feel Kaminga on that. The Warriors are not giving him guaranteed minutes, and he's been proving his worth. You know what I mean? And they just picked up Jimmy Butler, and that's probably gonna mess up his minutes even more. So if I'm Jonathan Kaminga, I would want to go to the Phoenix Suns. I like that situation for him. Like I said, he would start. He would make a lot more money over there. And the Warriors actually get a decent player in Royce O'Neal, who can shoot the 3-ball. That fits in their offense. Play defense. You know, he can switch. He can play multiple. He can defend multiple positions. Then I can't talk. And the other shooter, the Sacramento Kings, that's an okay spot for Jonathan Kaminga. I think that'll be also good for his development. He'll probably, you know, be a little more involved in that offense over there. With that situation over there in Sacramento being kind of confusing as well, I think if he was to go over there, he'd have more of a, you know, for sure role. But if I'm the Golden State Warriors, man, get this over with, because you already know after this Jonathan Kaminga situation is over with, y'all are for sure going to sign Al Horford. That's gonna be their starting center, and that's a big upgrade. You know what I'm saying? Getting Al Horford, and there's just more players they want to sign after this Jonathan Kaminga stuff is, you know, flared up. So they need to hurry and package this Jonathan Kaminga stuff up so they can go ahead and sign Al Horford and other players. You want to maximize Steph Curry's last couple years. You know what I'm saying? Steph Curry still got enough talent in the tank to win another championship. In my opinion, I think in everybody's opinion, you know, Steph Curry has at least 2-3 more years as far as maybe winning a championship. And with this little situation right here, holding up them, signing up major players is crazy. I just think the front office need to do better at contract negotiations. Like going forward, they need to be a lot more smoother in negotiations. Like the last couple years with important players, negotiations has been really, really difficult for some reason. I don't know what the problem is. Like, these are not negotiations with like Steph Curry. This is like Jonathan Kaminga. You know what I'm saying? A young up and coming player. Like, come on, give this guy a player option. Let's move on and get these veterans signed. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? Do we want to win championships or not? And Jonathan Kaminga is all bought in as long as he get that PO. So, in my opinion, I feel bad for Jonathan Kaminga. I'm on Jonathan Kaminga's side. if I'm Jonathan Kaminga, I want to go to Phoenix. I want out to go to State. But I would sign that contract if y'all give me that PO. I'm 100% on his side on that, because he's most likely not going to be on that team past the deadline if he signed with the Golden State Warriors, y'all. I'm telling you, he's not going to be on the Golden State Warriors that much longer. So Jonathan Kaminga just trying to get his cheese, man. He's trying to get what he want before he leave. So y'all let me know down below in the comments how you feel about this situation. Situation has not been looking good from the outside. I hope it gets resolved really soon. I expect the trade to happen here in the next week. You guys let me know down below in the comments how you feel about this situation and where you would like to see Jonathan Kaminga end up, and what video you would like to see next. I love you guys. See you in the next video. You dig?